So we are getting ready to step up our camp cooking game. We have a portable pellet smoker, and to take it one step further, we're gonna see if we can run it using a solar generator that's only 500 watts. Oh. So we're up near Whiskey Town Lake in Shasta County, Northern California, and we are getting ready to make dinner. So pretty much this entire time we've been camping and rock crawling and on the trails, all that stuff. The way we've been cooking dinner is usually over charcoal or pan frying on a Coleman stove over some propane, or even on the campfire. But today we're really stepping up our game. We're getting ready to use a pellet smoker. I don't even have one of these for my house, but when I saw how good of a deal it was for this little thing and watched a couple other videos, I was like, dude, we got to get one of these, and I think they're pretty affordable. So on our way up here, we had some pretty limited options on what type of meat we were going to smoke. I want to do steak. I actually want to do ribeyes or like New York strip, something like that. But all they had for us to choose from was filet mignon. So I know, bummer, right? Only one of the best steaks. So that's what we're going to be smoking tonight. And I'm going to go through the grill, talk about some of the pros and cons we've noticed so far. Then we're going to get cooking, and we're going to see if this is something that's doable off a battery storage system like a Jackery 500 watt system that we're using. So here is as it traveled, the Pit Boss portable grill. So the unit comes with this cover, and I didn't want to do an unboxing and assembly video because it's super easy and there's already one out there. I'll take this cover off and talk a little bit about getting it set up and ready for travel. All the prices, it seems, are based off of the color of this top lid, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but this is the least desirable color. Apparently it's like a copper color, and I didn't care at all what the color was, so we got it. And for assembly, all you have to do is some Phillips heads, screw this handle on the back side, and then there's 4 of these little feet that go on there, also Phillips screw. The little drip pan just hooks on there, and then the cord wraps up on this thing that also has some Phillips screws. So it's all really quick to do. Flip open the smoker for you guys to check it out. That's what it looks like. As you can see, it's brand new, never used it. I've only turned it on once, and that was basically to do the burn off. There's some residue on here from the factory, and we put it on 400 for about 30 minutes and just smoked all of that residue off. So now it's ready for cooking. There's the pellets that are in there. They say this can hold about 7 pounds, so that's a pretty good amount. As far as pellets go, we're using the pecan blend from Pit Boss. Never used them. We're gonna check them out. I like to use pecan whenever I'm doing like a tri-tip or, you know, bigger piece of meat like that, maybe a beef chuck. So we're gonna see how that works out. For rub, we're using Dirty Blend by Cosmos. Here is the thing that's gonna make it all happen, our Jackery 500 watt Explorer. So you can see it's at 100% right now, so we've got plenty of juice. Really, the only downside to running this portable smoker, as far as I can tell so far, is that it does require electricity to run that auger in there that's gonna feed those pellets in. That part isn't that much. Apparently that's about 110 watts an hour. We're gonna verify that. The problem is the igniter in there is basically like this little glow plug thing that gets really hot and ignites those first couple pellets going in there. And apparently that is a huge draw. What Pit Boss recommends is that you disconnect that igniter and just start the pellets like you would charcoal, get some of them burning in there, and then you can just run the auger and the display and all of that stuff off your power source. So first I'm gonna try it with the igniter on. We're gonna see if this thing can handle it and how much juice it takes out of it. And if it looks like it's not gonna work, we'll disconnect the igniter and we'll try it that way. So we've got it on the smoke setting, starting to heat up. Dropped a couple pellets in there because I think when we were transporting it, maybe some of them moved out. Auger's not spinning yet. We're gonna see if it starts going, see if this Jackery can handle it. Just the fan was 12 watts. Now it's using 168, so that's a lot. I'm gonna see if this thing can handle it. All right, well, we're still heating up. It's at only 75 right now in there. Probably about 65-ish outside right now. It's a little bit overcast, getting a little late. Back to 166 watts. We're at 99%. I'm gonna start getting these steaks ready because I don't know how close we're gonna be on the time with this Jackery. So So I only set it to 225. We're not quite there yet, but you can see we're getting smoke and everything. The issue we're having right now is this thing's still pulling 168 watts. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's kind of getting a little bit of a surging sound. So I'm going to try to disconnect that heating element in there and see if it draws a little bit less. I don't know if that thing's still burning or what, but we obviously have enough heat if we're getting smoke. So I'm going to try to disconnect it and see if that fixes it. All right, so this one that's kind of like, almost like a cotton woven outside on there, we disconnected that one and the unit will actually turn on. If you do the solid white regular wires, the unit won't get any power. Got it set at 225. We're actually at 180 right now, so it's starting to heat up again. Jackery's at 94, and now we're only pulling 12, 11 watts now. So that's better. Hopefully this is gonna work, and you can hear that fan's going. It's not doing the surging thing it was a second ago, so we'll try that. So this is looking a lot better. Now we've got the smoke. Fan is going full speed, trying to get us up to that 225. That's what we're gonna start at. We're at 185 right now. I think that fan surging kind of slowed down. Temperature getting up to where it needs to be. So check it out. We're still at 94 on the Jackery, and then now we're only using 12 watts. So that is nothing. This thing can run all day on that. We still got the smoke. Temp's still rising. I think it's working. Side, we're gonna do some of these steam and bag green beans. We're not gonna steam them. I'm gonna wrap them up in some aluminum foil, some butter, and some seasoning. We're gonna throw those on the top rack of the smoker. So let's talk about some cons of using this unit. One of them, and I think the biggest one, is that it uses electricity, so you do have to have some way to power that. We're using the Jackery 500 Explorer, or you could use an inverter from your vehicle. I don't have one, so this is the way we would go. Another con would be the weight. This thing's like 50 pounds, plus you have to bring all the pellets. The hopper holds 7 pounds, and I'm not really sure how long that's gonna last. I think I filled it up maybe 3/4 of the way for this cook. So after this, I'll see how much is in there, and I'll kind of give you guys an update on how much it's gonna actually use. But as far as cons, I think that's about it. Most of it is just pros. I think having a smoker out on the trail or out at your campsite is really cool to have. And although some people might think it's a con, the price of this thing isn't even that much more than what a nice Coleman stove or, you know, a nice Weber or something out on the road would cost you. So I think this is actually a pretty good price point.
You're a troublemaker. And if you want to pull me over, it better be
an RV that had a longer tail off the rear end.
got a bunch of cars.
Yeah.
All right, we've been leaving the meat on the top of the smoker because the top's actually getting pretty hot on that right-hand side, so it's been keeping everything nice and warm. Got the green beans on at just over 500 degrees, and you can hear them sizzling in there. We just have butter and a little bit of seasoning in there. They look like they're ready to go. We're gonna get the rest of the stuff ready for dinner. Ton of pellets left, barely used any. Probably been going for about 35 minutes, I'd say. All right, so we turned the pit boss off. We've used about 10% of the Jackery total. That's when the heating element was going. Now it's just gonna run to burn off the rest of the pellets. It's using like 9 to 11 watts an hour, and it worked. So you can see the smoker's got this little probe that you can put in right there. I tried to pick one up from Walmart, but they didn't have it in stores, so I think I'm gonna have to order one off of Amazon. I'll put the link to this, and because I didn't have that probe, I used this Therm Pro, a digital readout. This thing's awesome. Nice and sharp, so it goes right in. I use this to make sure we were hitting our temperature. And then I think this is from a Blackstone, which is also another cool option we mostly just use for breakfast. But same with the Jackery. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link down to this one. This one they call the solar generator, because what this one does is it comes with a solar panel that's 100 watts that'll plug into this. So this thing's been at 100 almost all day, just because we've got the sun up here that was blasting on our solar panel, recharging it. So it started at 100, which was really nice, and it was still charging charging 2 phones and running something else. I don't even remember what it was, but yeah, this combo, awesome. Well, I saw you. Yeah, this setup really is awesome. This just made going out and camping that much more fun. It's another thing to look forward to at the end of the day. And even though this is a smoker, you can still barbecue on it. You can still grill on it. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but there's a part of the smoker that you can kind of slide to the side, and then you have those direct flames, so you can also sear over that. Even at 90%, the next morning we were using our hot cup to make some coffee. A full boil on that usually uses about 15% of the Jackery, but still plenty of room. And you know, even if you have a Jackery and any sort of heating element, it's nice to have a combination of things. We still have the Blackstone. Like I said, we use that for breakfast a lot, and it works really well. That runs off of propane, so you know, it's nice to have flexible cooking options, especially when fire restrictions come into play. But overall, huge thumbs up for this smoker. I can't wait to get home and use it some more and go out on those couple day camping trips and just smoke some different meats every night for everybody. This is an awesome option. So like I said, if you want to check this out for yourself, or the Jackery, or the Blackstone, or the hot cup, any of this cool stuff that we're using, just look down in the description. I'll put some links down there for you guys to check out. As always, thanks for checking out our video, guys. We'll see you next time.